There is nothing so abhorrent as perfidious Albion, and in August 2021, Kabul fell to the Taliban. In the chaos of that collapse, the UK pledged to help those who had served alongside us, interpreters, embassy staff, human rights activists. It was a promise made in the full glare of the world's cameras and in the shadow of desperate scenes at the airport perimeter. And where was the Foreign Secretary then? Dominic Raab was photographed, as you may remember, sunning himself in Crete. While I assume it was in Khania. While Afghans clung to departing aircraft, our diplomatic leadership seemed to consider urgent calls from Kabul an inconvenience to their holiday schedule and their slapping on of factor 10. What was the moral failing at the start has continued today. Today we see it compounded. This week, with minimal notice and maximum bureaucratic stealth, the UK government shut down its last two remaining Afghan resettlement schemes, the Afghan Relocations and Assistance Policy, ARAP, and the Afghan Citizens Resettlement Scheme, ACRS. ARAP was intended for those who had worked directly with the UK military or government, risking their lives and their families' safety. The ACRS was designed to help vulnerable groups, especially women, girls and ethnic minorities, escape Taliban persecution. And yesterday, Russia formally recognized the Taliban government. These schemes were not perfect. In fact, they were deeply flawed, with thousands rejected, many decisions delayed for years, and a process the High Court itself recently called a disaster area and likened to a crime scene, but they were, for many, the only legal safe route left. The government claims over 34,000 Afghans have been resettled, but it also admits it will fail to hit its own target of 20,000 for the ACRS, achieving only about 65% of its promise. This closure leaves thousands stranded in hiding, separated from family, at risk of torture or death, Britain's responsibility. Women, who were half of those resettled through the official schemes, have no other route now. And while some experts say the closure may lead to a dramatic surge in small boat crossings, they acknowledge it will likely push desperate people into the hands of smugglers. This is no theoretical risk. Even before these closures, Afghans were the most common nationality among those crossing the channel in small boats, accounting for 16% of arrivals. Aid workers in Calais warn shutting these routes simply fuels the smugglers' business model. The government has tried to paint this as an orderly wind-down, as if the need for refuge has simply evaporated, but it hasn't. The Taliban remain in power. Neighbouring states are deporting Afghans back. The UN says Afghans are the single highest priority nationality in need of resettlement. And to close these schemes without warning, without enough places filled, is an abdication of responsibility. Worse, it was done by stealth. Even minutes before the cut-off, official websites gave no indication they were about to slam the door. Some in government speak loftily of honouring our obligations, but honour is not measured in press releases or percentages, it's measured in human lives saved, and right now those promises ring hollow. We should remember that Britain's involvement in Afghanistan was not a sideshow, it was a 20-year war. More than 150,000 UK service personnel deployed there, including Prince Harry, twice. Thousands of Afghans risked everything to help them. We invited that loyalty. We promised protection in return. So where is that promise now? Shut down with a bureaucratic memo laid in Parliament. This is a moral and strategic failure. We're not just abandoning people, we are abandoning our word. And in so doing, we undermine trust in Britain's commitments everywhere. It's not too late to change course. The government should reopen safe routes. It should clear the backlog fairly and transparently. It should prioritise family reunion. It should listen to aid organisations who say new, safe pathways are needed, not fewer. Because if we do not, if we simply close the door and shrug, then we will have to look those we left behind in the eye, if we ever dare, and explain why their sacrifice in service of our mission was rewarded with betrayal by Britain. This is not the Britain I want to live in, nor I hope is the Britain you want either.